peeling back the ooey gooey layers and looking at the life of Kat Cole. She became Cinnabon president at the age of 32. Before that, she was vice president of Hooters at 26. She's young in charge, and she's making it in America.
My name is Kat Cole. I am the president of Cinnabon. Before Cinnabon, I grew up in the food service and franchising industry. I was with the Hooters Restaurants organization for 16 years. So I started there when I was 17. I was a hostess and a Hooters girl, and then continued to move up in that organization. The Hooters organization is it's nothing more than a restaurant chain, but there are elements of that brand and concept that can certainly be perceived as controversial. The core piece being that it's based on socially acceptable female sex appeal. And as a young woman who started in that brand, I had every reason to disagree. Holistically, I believe was given opportunities in that brand that I might not have received in other businesses at as young of an age as I did. When I was 19, I was asked to go open the first restaurant in Australia. And from there, because I spoke enough Spanish to be dangerous, I was asked to go to Mexico and open the first restaurant there, and then the first restaurant in South America. And those opportunities would continue. I felt that sense of accomplishment at a very young age, but it only fueled wanting to learn more. And so every time I went, oh wow, this is awesome what I'm doing, I'm really proud of myself, I'd go, but wow, why aren't I there? So, although I was traveling all over the world, totally had the job of my dreams, being vice president at Hooters, I felt like there was something missing. In my final years at Hooters, I decided to go back and get my MBA. One of my favorite lines when someone says, I want so much, I want what you have, I want to move up, I push back and say, you tell me you're hungry, I can always find someone hungrier. When I was very young, I had an alcoholic father, a mother who broke away from that with 3 young girls, and there are so many people in my past who only perpetuated that cycle. Even people who are in difficult circumstances, and even people who aren't handed opportunities or don't have the network or the connections or the pedigree or the education, even those people, which would be me, can have a level of influence and impact on their business, their family, their communities, and the world, even if they would just see themselves as having that opportunity.
You guys did a great job on that.
I feel a connection to every level of person that I meet, because I've been there. I've been the dishwasher, I've been the waitress, I've been the business person, I've been the woman being discriminated against, I've been the person being underestimated a great deal of my life. So I get it. If you want to be treated like a professional in business, learn the language of professionals in business and then use that language. If young women did that, if they knew themselves and really thought about what they want to achieve, whatever that is, and how they want to be perceived, whatever that is, and then consciously consider the changes in behavior that would be required to get that message across faster, they'd accomplish a whole lot more.
Wow. Families keeping crazy schedules. Plenty of us are working hard each day to make it. People like Kat Cole, the 34-year-old president of Cinnabon. Her days may be sweet, but they sure are long because she's young and in charge, and yes, she's making it in America.
Garbage lane. When I first joined the concept, I thought, oh, it's bakeries and cinnamon rolls, and of course it's a global business, so it has complexities to it, but how hard can it? There's a lot to it. We are a franchisor, which means we help entrepreneurs grow business through our brand, and so I've got hundreds of franchise partners all over the place. You guys are actually coming on a really good, busy day. I'm typically not in Atlanta, so when I am, everything is packed into a teeny tiny little time frame. And so my head of design is coming to meet me at a coffee shop so we can talk about remodels for the bakeries and some new initiatives for the company. It's nice to get out of the office and work in a coffee shop. Makes people a little more comfortable. Okay.
And then it's only 43 inches high, and I thought we could do something like this.
Yeah, so people will know we're in there. They just won't be able to smell the aroma.
Right, unless you're in here.
Right, exactly. Okay, thank you very much. You'll notice a theme. I drink coffee throughout the day. Brewing the magic. It's not the end of the world if we get a bunch of U.S. people online to go, hey, where are my cupcakes?
So the meeting that we were just in was a meeting on the company's philanthropic initiatives as well as our social media strategy. They help us create movements. So not just initiatives, not just a promotion to promote a product or a thing, but to help our brand mean more in the lives of our communities. So coming up, I've got a one-on-one with my team members. This is gorgeous, which I do on a monthly basis to give them feedback, give them an opportunity to talk to me about what's going on in their world.
How hard can I push and can I throw your name at him to get this done?
Yeah, it's anything they need from me. And then I'll be heading over to our Research and Development Center to test a few products.
So these are the red velvet cupcakes for international?
Yep.
And what's the shelf life on these?
We make them fresh every day.
Okay. So 24-hour hold. If it's a baked product that's also frosted, I try to eat it in stages. So I'll test, first of all, what I look at as the least fun part, but a very important part, which is the bread or the dough itself. Then make sure it's soft and make sure the texture is good, and to open it up as if I were walking or traveling, because so many of our bakeries are in locations where people are shopping or traveling, and it's really important to understand how the product eats on the go. And so what's the biggest operational challenge to making the choco bombs?
Certainly keeping it fresh all day and with a 30-minute shelf life.
The goal is to have something that our guests are going to love, that our employees are going to think is fun to make, and that our franchise partners, who are the investors and owners, are going to view as a great sales and profit driver for the business. You know, do I eat it and go, wow? You know, it's not just good. There's something about it that's a little bit bad. You know, it's so good. It's a little bit bad, and that's what makes it so good. I love the granular.
Yeah, it's almost like a brownie batter.
It's like licking a brownie bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bye. I'm back. Howdy. Holy emails. Batman. Everyone's been involved at different levels to make sure we're on the same page. After work or in the evening hours, I am either on the phone with franchise partners. We are all over the country and all over the world, so sometimes the calls go into the later hours of the night or the early morning. And occasionally I'll do my best to either meet for coffee or a drink or dinner with either an industry peer, someone I'd like to connect with and learn from, and then eventually I'll go to sleep.
And that whirlwind day was just a small part of Kat's job. She really spends a majority of her time on the road. Tomorrow we'll get a taste of life spent visiting Cinnabon stores and bakeries. This week we've been profiling a woman who has made it in America in a big way. Her name is Kat Cole, and she became president of a global brand. You know it, you've smelled it, Cinnabon, at age 32. Before that, she was vice president of Hooters at age 26. Today, we take you into her fast-paced life on the road as she tours Cinnabon franchises around the country. Because Kat Cole is young, and yes, she's in charge.
I get asked all the time, do you eat your own product? And people say, you don't look like you eat your own product. And I eat Cinnabon all the time.
Order a bite?
I stay active. I'm constantly running through airports, malls, travel plazas, theme parks. The places where we do business are huge places. And so I am typically dragging luggage, toting bags.
So we just arrived in Chicago at Midway Airport, and I'm here with our head of development and our franchise business consultant for the area. To travel to a nearby grocery store, pick up some Cinnabon licensed products like our cereal, our creamer, our breakfast bars, just to bring as gifts for our franchise partners.
Hey, how are you?
I brought some goodies for you and the crew. What's happening right now is the rolls are crew proofing. So after they're rolled with all kinds of love and care, we have to put them in a proofer. It also allows the yeast to activate and really get the rolls to the point where they're going to be soft and gooey for everyone who wants Cinnabon. And then they go into the oven. So once they come out of the oven, they're hot and delicious and cooked just as we specify. Then we pull them out. They get frosted right away, so the frosting soaks all the way down into the wrap. So when I come into a site visit, I'm looking at all kinds of things. One, I just look at the overall cleanliness of the bakery. How is it running? How are the employees interacting with the product, each other, and the guests? Are we clean and attractive? It's one of our values. The other is, what do our guests say? I like to lean over and just talk to our guests, ask them if they have any feedback. I introduce myself and let them know I'm the president and would love to know what they think. And people tell me what they think. You know, they've got recommendations like, you need to put chocolate on the Cinnabon. So it's nice. You know, it's nice to interact with the guests and the crew members. The other thing I like to do is, just like Brian here, is talk to the managers and ask what's been selling, what's been moving, what's difficult, share some ideas or best practices. I'd say some of the classic rolls in the oven look like they might be overproofing a little bit, so just something to watch out for. And then the sticks, we've got that new procedure where we drag the sticks through that second time. That gives it that really awesome extra crunch. You have to give me a tour. It's so beautiful. I love the Subway now, as long as it doesn't block your pricing. You're Justin? Hey, I'm Kat Cole. I'm the president. I'll give you, I know you're rolling. Hey. Is there anything that you would say, maybe we should get rid of it? Churros. Yeah. We need to do a big beak with something bigger and probably lowered on the window so it catches your eye a little bit. It's so great to see a new, fresh, clean, polished bakery. There you go. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Kat Cole has always been a young success story, but with that has come what some may call sacrifices, especially in her personal life. We'll hear that part of her story tomorrow. Kat Cole is here with us today. She brought some amazing smelling Cinnabon products. Great to see you and meet you in person. Finally,
Thank you.
Been watching you all week. I feel like we go way back. At this point. Here's my first question, though, from what we just saw here.
Yeah.
10 years happily unmarried,
Totally.
right? And then you're talking about children.
Yeah.
Did you know that children take up more time than a spouse?
Yeah.
You do know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The schedule would probably have to tweak a bit.
It would have to change because you're a world traveler.
Yeah.
You're all over the place. So tell me how that impacts the rest of your life, because you have this success, this amazing success.
Yeah.
But how does it impact the rest of your life, Kat?
Well, I think it's all just an evolution. As time goes on, there are opportunities where I can invest myself in projects in Ethiopia or Rwanda, and that's where I get my sense of purpose and my sense of self. And then I think as I get older and evaluate life and what really matters and who's really going to be there for you, things like kids and my closest friends and my family move much more into the forefront.
Yeah, it's almost like you're doing things backwards, right? You're the CEO and you're vice president in your 20s, and then I like that. Yeah. Now you sent us your travel itinerary for the month of October. We couldn't believe how many places you packed in just 1 month. I mean, what is that? Do you even know where you are? You're in Atlanta right now. You know that, right?
I do know that, yes. It is tough sometimes. You just look on the calendar and say, oh, I'm here. What's harder is to remember your hotel room, because hotel after hotel after hotel, I'll go to the wrong floor sometimes because the previous hotel was a different room. So, but I have fun with it. All
right, young and in charge has been our theme here. How do you get someone to take you seriously?
Yeah.
As a 20-year-old. I mean, I'm surrounded by a lot of 20-year-olds, very smart, but, sometimes I don't take them all seriously, but I have a 20-year-old daughter. I don't take her seriously.
Yeah.
She's 25. I mean, how do you get a company to say, here?
Yeah, a couple things. One, I think certainly people who are young and are in charge are typically a little wise beyond their years, usually because of their upbringing, and I had the benefit of a little bit of a tough upbringing, so that made me a little more mature than others in my age group. But I think the other thing you have to do is give people a reason to believe, get results, be the person that's willing to take the job that no one wants, to where you ultimately become invaluable and people look beyond the age or beyond the statistic or beyond the attribute to just the results that you can get.
Do you have to push people out of the way?
No.
Do you have to step over people?
Not at all. You got to lift them up. You know, that has been one of the keys to my success since I've been so young, is get someone ready to be my replacement, so when an opportunity comes up, I'm actually able to take advantage of it. If you're stuck back where you are because you don't bring people along with you, there's no way you have the time or even the visibility to take that next opportunity.
All right. We know what you did in your 20s.
Yeah.
You're doing this in your 30s.
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing in your 40s?
You know, I think the future companies that I'm able to run and things I'll be able to do will bring that part of my life that is the global humanitarian aspect and the private enterprise capitalist aspect, and bring those together. So probably starting foundations and continuing to run great brands and great companies, but using those things to make more of a difference in the world.
And how do you stay in shape surrounded by this stuff all day? That's crazy.
I treat myself with all the little treats, and then I run around airports all day.
Great to see you. Oh, you run around the airport, so what do you smell at the airport, folks?
Exactly.
You smell more Cinnabon. Thanks so much, Kat. Great to meet you in person. Up next, we're going to speak with one of the police.